Good morning. I'm going to start this off with my recovery is not good today. 64, and we're in the yellow. And what's interesting about this is I didn't work out yesterday. I worked in the morning, had lunch, worked in the afternoon, and then hit exhaustion, went for a walk. I ate out at this other restaurant last night. It was really good. Maybe like the salt from that, but I am more inclined to think that this is potentially more a result of the past 3 days, 2 days at least, maybe 3 days. I've been pushing really hard, like working in the morning, eating lunch, getting a bubble tea with a lot of sugar in it. Dude, this bubble tea is the best I've ever had, and it is like $1.50, and oh, it's so good. But anyway, where do we start? I want to start by saying I think I made a mistake in yesterday's video. Or maybe just sharing the potential mistake that I'm making, and that is I think I have been biased looking for negative reasons why travel blogging, the niche, won't work, rather than being open to any possibility. Like, so basically, if you want to know what I've been doing the past 2 days, I have been living inside of ChatGPT, trying to gather information and learn, and like re-strategize, look at opportunities, analyze opportunities, etc. And I hit this point yesterday because I'll probably get into that in a sec, but I was looking at engagement rates, and coming as a newcomer into this space, I have been shocked at how low engagement rates are, or tend to be, like averages, and and so like a good engagement rate is like 3% or like 5%, but like an average engagement rate is like 1% or like 0.5% or like 1.5%. And coming from the outside looking in, I look at that and I'm like, oh my god, it's so low. Like, why isn't it like 20% or like 30%, you know? And so I reached this point yesterday where I was like, I think I need to check my bias here. Because like I talked about the data on interactions with embedded maps yesterday, and I got some of the numbers wrong. Overall interactions were about between like 0.4 and 0.8%. The like promising numbers were, I think, what I can remember, it was like from the pool of people that were engaged, that were like clicking on links on the website, between 16 and 25% of just those people clicked on the map. And and so I was like, well, maybe these numbers are like not as bad as I thought. You know, I've been looking for like negative news, validation, to show me that like, nah, this is not worth it. Go somewhere else. But I was like using ChatGPT to like kind of check myself, and it seemed a lot more optimistic than I have been. And I think that was an interesting process. I think I still got to the point where, again, I don't remember if this came through on the video yesterday, but it's like, what makes this so difficult is that it's a sliding scale. It's not black or white. It's not like there's no opportunity in travel blogging or there is an opportunity. It's like there is an opportunity, but based on my criteria and what I'm trying to build and the like problem and solution, product market fit, you could say, that I'm trying to find is not as tight as I want it to be. And so it's not like there's no opportunity. It's like there is an opportunity, but I'm choosing not to take it. And that could be a mistake. Yeah, who knows? But yeah. So I've been looking at other opportunities, and I'll just share them because, like, why not? So yesterday I talked about this like AI powered lead generation tool that the problem I came to, and so I was like, well, I bet I can solve this for other people too. And I did a whole bunch of research there, and there are a lot of tools that do lead generation and like finding emails from websites. But what I realized was a lot of them, not all of them, but most of them are like more tailored towards, I think, like B2B maybe. So like my idea was you search a topic or you search a category. My use case was travel bloggers. I want to find all of the emails for all of the travel bloggers. And a lot of these tools are like you have to input a name and a company website or a like a LinkedIn profile, and from that input it'll get you the email. And I was like I understand, I think, where they're going with that, but it's not exactly, it doesn't fit my use case. And so I was like, that's interesting. Why is that? I mean, why is it? Because the money is there. But I was going back and forth with ChatGPT, and it mentioned like, oh, maybe influencer marketing is a better use case for this idea of like you search a topic or a category and you get leads. And I was like, huh, interesting. Like, let me learn more about influencer marketing and like what's that space look like what are the competitors there, what are the tools like. And that was really interesting because, well, first off, I think there's even more money in influencer marketing than there is in this like the lead gen tool. I was like, I like this pricing and business model and space a lot more than the travel blogging niche. Because like looking at all these tools, there were a lot that like the starter pack was like $59 a month. There were a lot that were like pay as you go, and it just like goes up from there. And I like being in that space a lot more because I feel like you can slot in more areas. Whereas if your whole market is like a race to the bottom of, you know, $9 a month or $7 a month or $13 a month, like you're just competing for like peanuts. And I would rather be in a space where people are actually charging substantial amounts of money. So I liked the lead gen space a lot more. I was like, oh my God, this is so much better. and but the influencer marketing space is like even crazier. Like I saw there were like what was it? I don't remember. I remember seeing $120 a month, pay as you go, and then like what I found most interesting is that almost all of them, almost all of the influencer marketing platforms, tools for brands to find influencers, there was no price listed on the website. You had to like call and book a demo, book a sales call to get like a custom quote. And I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, that's what I've been looking into. And I think the challenge that I'm running into is these are spaces that I know basically nothing about. And I was thinking about this, and I was like, I mean, wasn't the like travel blogging niche the same way? Cause like, look, I travel, I use Google Maps heavily, so I know, I'm good at Google Maps and Google My Maps, and I have a website, and I post blog posts every week, but they're not like travel blogging guides and itineraries. So I effectively don't know the travel blogging niche. Because like I didn't know basically anything about their monetization strategies. So but my challenge here is because I will always be beat by someone whose passion is influencer marketing or something like that. And so I want to see if I can align like a valuable problem like this or one of these with some of my interests. If I can pick a niche or a target customer that aligns more with my interests, like tech or travel or, you know, mapping something, or I don't know, solopreneurship, digital nomad, like overlapping the two and finding like a middle ground that we can accept. I think that might be the better, or that might be the play, because, you know, I don't think it's going to be a good idea to go down a space of like jumping into a business space I know nothing about, like influencer marketing, and then targeting a customer that I have no relationship with. Like I can learn, but I am like 100% dependent on that target customer for giving me the knowledge in order to solve the problem. Well, like, which maybe that outside perspective is like an advantage, but I think it's going to be harder. So yeah, I am still analyzing opportunities and trying to figure out differentiation opportunities. I think the other thing I'll say, which is interesting, is that I think with this influencer marketing space, influencer marketing platforms, I think another thing that was interesting is like the travel blogging niche, or at least like map solutions for travel bloggers, is like so not saturated. Like there's nothing there. Like there's 2 solutions, 3, there's a handful basically. And like I said, it's kind of a race to the bottom because there's not like travel bloggers don't have the LTV of the customer for a travel blogger is not very high. And so a lot of things are anyway. this was a refresher coming from the last sprint here, which before any of this, I worked on like data-backed Twitter growth tools, validating demand for that. And like that was felt like a very saturated space. And then I went to travel blogging and it was like not saturated at all. And then now I'm back looking into like lead gen and influencer marketing platforms and stuff, and it's like very saturated, which when somebody else has already done your idea, it is a little disheartening or discouraging, but I'm trying to figure out, because I don't think being discouraged is the right lesson or the right answer to that solution. And so I've been trying to find, I think the answer I'm looking for is, because there are so many big players, I think the answer is going to be like slicing a feature set and going like really niche. Like I gave the example, I know nothing about like makeup brands, but like you imagine you have these big influencer marketing platforms that like basically do it all. They have all the data and they have all the big customers. What if there were, or maybe there's an opportunity to go super niche and be like, no, I'm an influencer marketing platform only for makeup brands that cater to 25 to or 25 to 34-year-old US females. And so it's like, and then you build a platform that is highly specific to that. Like it has data on the makeup brands and like the chemical composition of the makeup in the influencer marketing platform. And so when a brand that is that target customer uses the platform, they're like, oh my God, they understand me, and trying to find influencers that like care about the eco sustainability of where the makeup came from and like the chemical like whatever. It's a bad example to use because I know nothing about makeup, but I think that is like I think is one of my ins here. And that's kind of where I'm looking for opportunities. Because like you go to one of the big 3 influencer marketing platforms, they're going to give you nothing about that, and it's just going to be a generic influencer marketing platform. And so that's kind of where my head's at. Today is Sunday though. I got to write a blog post. I get to write a blog post. This week has flown by, that is for sure. I'll close this out with saying I've been looking for other, I think I've decided I'm going to move locations. Going to try to find a Airbnb or other like co-living hotel kind of thing. This one I ended up paying on average $31 a night. That's including the tax, that's including the tourism tax, and I thought there was a third thing. It's with the like lowest price discount that I could find on the website. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's between 19 and like 24 that's like pretty good quality. I'm just trying to figure out the area because I want to be, it either needs a gym or it needs to be next to an Anytime Fitness, and the block surrounding basically needs to have a healthy food restaurant where I can eat at every day, because this place is so nice. There's a healthy food, like you can get healthy bowls for very affordable rates, and I can walk to it. And there's a food court right next to it with like super cheap food. And so I'm trying to find like that combination again. And there's another business opportunity. They're just coming left and right at this point. Anyway, we're in the thick of it, but it's good. I'll see you tomorrow.